Cactus and Legal Man sending Valentine in with a back body drop.
And Barry Windham, a house of fire again with Valentine. Big clothesline.
That's the lariat. Elbow. And now all six are going at it.
And here's the problem I told you about as a referee. At some point, the adrenaline's going to fly. You're going to get them all in the ring at once.
Nick Patrick sending Dustin Rhodes out. Barry's got it. Oh, my goodness! You've just seen action from last week. Barry Windham and the Barbarian in the Bigfoot. Hi, everybody. Tony Schiavone, Jesse the Body Ventura. But right now, Jesse, we're going to show fans the challenge made last week by ravishing Rick Rude to world champ Ron Simmons.
Absolutely. The U.S. heavyweight champion wants to be the world heavyweight champion.
And as the U.S. heavyweight champion, he is the #1 contender.
Absolutely, he's the #1 contender. Simmons, you better watch out.
Simmons got a win last week right here on Worldwide. I had a chance to talk to Ron Simmons, and then here came the U.S. champ. Everybody wants to sign a contract. That's everyone's goal, to be world heavyweight champion.
Well, you know something, Tony? Whenever you're the big dog, everybody wants to know what you're eating in your bowl. And I am the big dog right now. And I'll tell you another thing. These people out here made this possible for me. That's why I say this belt not only goes around my waist, but it goes around every one of these people's waists that are in this building right now.
We are being joined by the U.S. heavyweight champion, ravishing Rick Rude.
To become the world heavyweight champion and bypass the #1 contender on the way makes you a very lucky man, Ron Simmons. But that's just fine and dandy. As long as you realize you've got something I want and I'm going to take it. And in the process, Simmons, you will become the shortest lived heavyweight champion in the history of our sport. See you soon, Ronnie.
Well, that's from the U.S. heavyweight champion, Ron.
Let me tell you something, Rick Rude. Luck didn't win this belt. What this makes me is a bad man. That's what this makes me. If you want to come back and fight Ron Simmons, come on back right now. There ain't nothing between us but thin air. Hey, come on back right now. Let's see how much of a man you are. Huh? You're the United States champion. I am the world's heavyweight champion.
So there you have it, the challenge made, but he can't overlook the Russian Nightmare Nikita Koloff.
Absolutely not. He's still the U.S. heavyweight champion, is ravishing Rick Rude, and people still want that title, especially one Nikita Koloff.
We're going to show you right now, you've seen the footage a couple of weeks ago, what Rude will do to retain the title.
Wait a minute now. I ain't buying totally that was Medusa. I think it was just a disgruntled security guard who got a feeling of patriotism.
Let's take a look at the footage. Once again, you saw it not too long ago. Rude's got it. That left arm. Nikita turns the tables on Rude.
You notice too, Rude had his chin beside Nikita's head. Nikita brought the chin over the top of the head before he dropped on it.
That's exactly right. Good maneuvering by Koloff. Now to the midsection. The referee got nailed inadvertently. In the head, apparently. Rude's down from the Russian sicko.
No ref.
1, 2, and no, he didn't get it.
Close but no cigar. The champion ravishing Rick Rude, managing to kick off and get the shoulder up before the 3 count.
What action we're seeing here. Middle turnbuckle. Oh, he nailed him from behind. Back of the neck. These two men have fought back to the dressing room before. Both levied fines, and they're still going at it. And again, the arm. And now using the ropes to choke him with like a guillotine.
And you notice how Rude has the referee's count perfect. He holds on, he chokes for 3 or 4 seconds, and then breaks before he can be disqualified.
Ravishing Rick Rude. Wait a minute. We have a security officer. A security officer nailed Cola. Kicked Koloff in the head.
Rude awakening.
Rude awakening. 1, 2. It's over. What happened? Wait a minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner and still United States heavyweight champion, Ravishing Rick Rude.
Tony Schiavone, I'm obviously one of the security people feeling very patriotic. Figured he...
Wait a minute. That's no security person. That's Medusa. Look at her.
Wow. It does look a little like her, don't it?
It looks a lot like her.
Yeah, but she's got long hair. That person don't have long hair.
Well, maybe it's, yeah, that's Medusa for crying out loud. So there you've seen the footage. You'll be talking to Nikita Koloff a little bit later on in the hour. I know he has some words about Ravishing Rick Rude and his own goals. Also, Dustin Rhodes and Cactus Jack in our feature matchup. Arn Anderson, Beautiful Bobby have a new manager, Michael Hayes. They'll be here as well.
Absolutely, and nobody knows more about one half of the world tag champs than Michael PSAs knows about Terry Bam Bam Gordy.
Fans, we have a big week right here with you on WCW Worldwide, and we'll be back with our first matchup right after WCW Magazine.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first edition of the WCW Magazine. In recent months, we have seen Ricky the Dragon Steamboat overcome so much. The broken nose, the shattered cheekbone at the hands of Ravishing Rick Rude, the United States heavyweight champion. Recently, the bruised ribs at the hands of Dr. Dusty Williams and Terry Bam Bam Gordy that prevented Ricky the Dragon Steamboat from capturing the WCW World's Television Championship when he met stunning Steve Austin. We'll talk more about that in a moment. Right now, let's take a look at the athlete, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. When you talk about intestinal fortitude, when you talk about the will to win, desire, you're talking about Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. The Dragon brings these characteristics to the ring with him every time he steps into the squared circle. And you can bet, someday soon, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat's day will come. I'm Eric Bischoff. This has been the WCW Magazine. We'll be back later on in the hour and talk about more of the exciting action and developments happening right here in World Championship Wrestling. Stay with us.
I love to do interviews because I get to ask the hard questions of certain people. Right now, please welcome my guest, the Russian Nightmare, Nikita Koloff. Mr. Koloff, let me ask you a question. You're an impressive athlete. You've got tremendous credentials. But last week, right here on Worldwide Wrestling, one Mr. Ravishing Rick Rude made no mention of you about a U.S. heavyweight title. He says his focus is on Ron Simmons and the World Heavyweight Championship. You're a forgotten man.
Well, you know, Victor, I know this. I know Ravishing Rick Rude is a favorite of yours, and that's fine. That's your choice. That's what I love about this great country, is you have the freedom of choice. But let me say this to Ravishing Rick Rude. Don't put me on the back burner, Ravishing Rick Rude. Don't overlook me for the world champion, Ron Simmons. Remember one thing. Chito one sickle, and I become the U.S. champion. One sickle, and I become the #1 contender. And I want to say one thing to Jake the Snake. You come out here and talk about how if you play with snakes, you're going to get bit. Well, Jake, you play with me, and you're going to get burned.
Whoa, quite a message from Nikita Koloff. Let's go back to the ring and Gary Kopetsky.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, it is set for one fall. Introducing first, from New York City, weighing 291 pounds, heavy metal, Van Hammer. His opponent from El Paso, Texas, 225 pounds, Ruben Thomas.
Okay, Jess, thanks for the interview. As now we see Heavy Metal Van Hammer against Ruben Thomas, the big guy out of New York City. I mean, this guy is really put together also.
He's put together all right, but, you know, he listens to that metal music, and look at that. Whenever they, you know, he looks like he's right out of Wayne's World.
You mean like banging that head back and forth?
Yeah, remember when they're in the car in Wayne's World?
Yeah, oh, I remember it. And also, not only that, here's a guy who can bang some heads as well in the ring. I mean, this guy is powerful, strong, really making a name for himself in WCW, and really moving up the ladder as well.
Well, he's trying to climb the ladder. You know, he's hoping to get a big match. He'd love to step in line and get a shot maybe at Ravishing Rick Rude or anybody else with a title here in World Championship Wrestling.
Now we've seen the challenge that Rude made to Ron Simmons. What a challenge that was just last week. Good go behind that time by Thomas. Standing switch executed by Heavy Metal Van Hammer. Picks him up. Belly to back suplex and great execution. Picked him up with ease as well.
Picked him up with ease, and he made that switch with ease. You notice when it comes to muscle, Thomas ain't going to stand in there with Van Hammer. He's going to have to try to do something in this match to get the big man off his feet and not end up flat on his back after that clothesline by Van Hammer.
Heavy Metal Van Hammer continuing to gain momentum in WCW with moves like the hammer rocks, the slingshot suplex that he executes right there. 1, 2, it's over.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's your winner, Heavy Metal Van Hammer.
Heavy Metal Van Hammer with a sensational win this week on WCW Worldwide Wrestling.
The Rock of Ages. Be there to watch it. There you see Heavy Metal Van Hammer showing his strength right there. Sets him up with a beautiful belly-to-back suplex. Wham! Drives Thomas into that mat. And here's a slingshot suplex right here by the Metal Mania man. Flips him over, crashes hard, rolls up on top, hooks the leg, and gets the win, Shivani.
Heavy Metal Van Hammer is your winner. When we come back, an interview with Arn Anderson, Beautiful Bobby, and Michael Hayes. And then that team in the ring. Back on Worldwide, not too long ago, Paulie Dangerously had this business deal where he decided that Arn Anderson, Beautiful Bobby will take care of the Steiners. But Arn and Bobby had other ideas, and now they are under the guidance of Michael P.S. Hayes.
You got to learn something, Shivani.
What's that, Jess?
It's called business. And this is a business, and it's a business about winning. And Arn and Bobby know that very, very well.
And their business is to become World Tag Team Champions. As you said earlier, no one knows Terry Bam Bam Gordy better than Michael P.S. Hayes.
For anybody that was foolish enough to have missed the Clash, the show of the year, you missed the business deal of the year when I made a gentleman's agreement with Paulie Dangerously.
Well, Michael, that's not all exactly true. You see, Bob Eaton and myself made a conscious decision to employ the one tool that would give us the World Tag Team titles back again. You see, corporate America now are restructuring. They're consolidating. They're taking the best of each department head. Well, consider this. We went to each and every major company and took the best they had to offer and consolidated them.
And what they're talking about is the World Tag Team Champions, Steve Dr. Death Williams and Terry Bam Bam Gordy. Nobody knows you better than I do, Terry. Nobody taught you everything like I taught you, and I haven't forgot it. And what you guys were worried about, defending the titles against the Steiners, you're not going to have to worry about them, because we'll be doing it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following tag team event, it is set for one fall. Introducing first, being led to the ring by fabulous Freebird Michael P.S. Hayes. First, from Huntsville, Alabama, weighing 233 pounds, Beautiful Bobby. And his partner from Minnesota, 248 pounds, the Enforcer, Arn Anderson. Their opponents, total combined weight, 448 pounds. First from Baltimore, Maryland, Jumping Joey Max. And from Naples, Italy, the Italian Stallion.
Arn Anderson, beautiful Bobby against Joey Maggs and the Italian Stallion. And comments we've just heard from Michael P.S. Hayes and the team of Arn Anderson and beautiful Bobby. And what a trio this makes.
Well, I'll tell you what, you got to respect the situation, Schiavone. It's strictly business. Why should these guys settle for anything less than the world title? And who knows more about Gordy in this world, Bam Bam Gordy, than Michael P.S. Hayes?
I would agree, Jesse.
Nobody.
And what a match. I mean, we talk so much about Doc and Gordy, World Tag Team Champions, going after the Steiners. Good takedown by the Stallion. But now they have to contend with two men who have been World Tag Team Champions many more times than the Steiners have been, not only on the same team, but on different teams, Arn Anderson and beautiful Bobby.
Absolutely. You got beautiful Bobby who can fly through the air with the greatest of ease, with tremendous aerial tactics, and then you got the guy I love, the enforcer, Arn Anderson, the tough guy of the group. This guy backs up to nobody.
Bobby going right after Joey Maggs, sending his head right down to the mat. Not only that, they are tremendous, not only athletes and their abilities like you talked about, but tremendous ring strategists. I don't know if Doc and Gordy have ever contended with two guys who have such strategy in the ring.
And add to that strategy, Michael P.S. Hayes.
Right.
He's going to know if there's an Achilles heel to Terry Bam Bam Gordy. He's going to know, and he's going to give it to Arn Anderson and beautiful Bobby. And I'll tell you what, if I were the world champions right now, Dr. Death Steve Williams and Bam Bam Gordy, I'd be very, very concerned about this tag team.
Double clothesline, one from the back, one from the front side, and down goes Joey Maggs. Tag team action is really heating up in World Championship Wrestling. Like we said last week, fans, if you get a chance to see us in any arena around the country as we head into the great month of September, you take that opportunity and come out and see WCW action live.
Absolutely, don't miss it. And here comes the enforcer, Arn Anderson, into the ring. Mechanically, maybe not a better wrestler in the world. Look at that move. That'll snap or dislocate a shoulder as quick as you can blink your eyes, Schiavone. I ought to try that on you sometime when we get together.
I think I'll pass on that, as a matter of fact.
You know, that's the problem, Schiavone. Too many of you announcers don't know what it's like to feel the pain in there.
I'll take your word for it. In the middle turnbuckle. Right on the arm they go again. Working on the arm of Maggs and pulling on it. Bobby straddles with the arm bar on the shoulder. And that's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match, the team of beautiful Bobby and the enforcer, Arn Anderson.
Coming up next, Scotty Flamingo against Marcus Alexander Bagwell, and a feature on Ron Simmons and Ravishing Rick Rude. But right now, WCW Magazine.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the WCW Magazine. Well, if your job was to create one of the most devious tag teams known to man, certainly Jake the Snake Roberts, Cactus Jack would be two candidates high on your list. Well, wrestling fans, that is exactly what has happened. Jake the Snake Roberts, Cactus Jack undoubtedly will be a real threat to the tag team competition here in WCW. Recently, Jesse the Body Ventura had a chance to catch up with Jake the Snake Roberts and try and find out more.
It's better to be the hunter than to be the hunted. And what I am in the WCW for is very simple. I don't want a piece of the world. I want the whole world. People like Dustin, Rhodes, people like Ron Simmons, people like Sting, you're all just a bunch of little squirrels playing in my world trying to get a nut, and you cannot get it from me. So what I'm simply saying is this: to control it, you have to be the man. I will be the man in a matter of moments, because I have the ability, I have the means to do it. Now, if I go bird hunting, Jesse, not only do I bring a gun, but I bring a bird dog. And every dog has his day, but you got to use those dogs. So every seed that the WCW plants, I will either pour enough water on it to drown it, or I will pour enough heat on it to burn it. It's that simple.
Well, as usual, it's very difficult to find out what's exactly going on in the mind of Jake the Snake Roberts. During that interview, he said that he needed a bird dog. He said that he was the hunter, but he needed a bird dog. He never mentioned Cactus Jack by name. But as you're about to see in this footage, it became very clear exactly who that bird dog was. His name, obviously, is Cactus Jack, and as I said earlier, undoubtedly this is going to be one of the most devious tag team combinations in the sport. See for yourself.
Both men counting on Koloff. Sting is down. Cactus holding Nikita. Oh no, Jake's got a chair. They're holding the arm out. On the arm. The arm. The weapon that Koloff uses for the Russian sickle. They're going to destroy the arm. And now, right on the shoulder, the Sting back net. Now Sting's got the chair. On the Cactus. After Jake the Snake Roberts.
I don't imagine there's a lot of tag teams looking forward to the day when they step into the ring with Cactus Jack and Jake the Snake Roberts, with one exception, Sting and Nikita Koloff. I'm Eric Bischoff. This has been the WCW Magazine.
Okay, back with you on Worldwide. One thing we have going for us in WCW, two of the greatest athletes in the world are our world champion and our U.S. champion getting ready to go at it one-on-one, Rick Rude and Ron Simmons.
Absolutely, champion against champion, and only one champion I think Shivani can prevail. Who it'll be, I'm betting on Rude.
I knew you would. Ron Simmons is the world heavyweight champion. Rick Rude is the U.S. heavyweight champion. Their big matchup is pending. Let's take a look at both champions in action right now.
Gentlemen, the following contest, it is set for one fall. Introducing first, from Palm Beach, Florida, weighing 227 pounds, Scotty Flamingo.
Well, as Scotty Flamingo makes his way to the ring, ravishing Rick Rude against Ron Simmons for the world title, and what a matchup it will be.
I'll tell you what, that is a matchup beyond a matchup. I mean, you have the world heavyweight champion and the U.S. heavyweight champion. How do you get any bigger than that, Shivani?
You really don't, Jeff.
You can't. You can't.
Scotty Flamingo getting ready for his matchup, one of the great young athletes in WCW. A young man who came in, didn't take him a long time to become a champion.
Well, he's not exactly a fan favorite because he's the rich kid on the block. And you know how that is, Shivani, coming from a poor family like you did.
Take it away, Gary.
Ladies and gentlemen, his opponent from Marietta, Georgia, weighing 234 pounds, Marcus Alexander Bagwell.
Youngster out of Marietta, Georgia, who has become quite a sensation. And we've seen it so many times. This youngster, Bagwell, has been willing to go in the ring against anybody, sign the contract against anyone, sometimes maybe ill-advised, but you can't deny his courage.
You don't deny his courage. I deny his intelligence all the time, but I never deny his courage. He's gutsy, he gets in there, and he's from Sprayberry High.
Sprayberry High.
Yeah, their nickname's what? The Sprayberry Raspberries?
No, the Yellow Jackets.
Oh.
Collar and elbow tie. You know that, too. Collar and elbow tie up. And each man trying to assert himself here from behind now. Flamingo.
This is going to be a fast match here. You're going to see a lot of quick moves with Flamingo and Marcus Alexander Bagwell.
Bagwell powered his way out of that waist lock, and then a single leg pickup that time. Once again. Single leg pickup that time from Bagwell. Good quickness exhibited that time. And Flamingo quickly goes to the ropes.
And that's a smart move. You know, if you can't reverse the hold, get to the ropes. A lot of people may be offended by that, but it's no different than in football. You know, a quarterback's going to run out of bounds rather than take the hit. It's called intelligence, Schiavone. Don't take the shot if you don't have to.
Forearm shot, speaking of shots, right to the head, and Flamingo with a hip toss takeover. Big match for both youngsters here on WCW Worldwide, nationwide, and a chance to rack up a win against the other would be just tremendous.
Absolutely. You got two young guys trying to climb the ladder. One's going to go up. Unfortunately, one's going to go down the ladder.
Full arm dragon twist now by Flamingo, and he works right on the shoulder, driving the elbow right in.
I think the advantage in this bout is going to go to Flamingo because he, in my opinion, is just a little bit meaner and nastier than Bagwell is.
That doesn't always dictate a win.
It don't always dictate a win, but it does give you an advantage if you're willing to take that extra little step, Schiavone.
Full arm dragon twist applied by Bagwell now, and now the high impact blows against the side of the head and the neck. Flamingo snapmare takeover, measures it, and connects right on the bridge of the nose.
And I'll bet you Bagwell's wishing he was back at Sprayberry now. Whoa! Look at that reversal!
Turned it over, 1, 2.
He got him!
Ladies and gentlemen, here's your winner,
Wow!
Marcus Alexander Bagwell.
How many times do you see someone win in a defensive type position there, Jess?
Unbelievable. I'll tell you, Bagwell even shocked me on this. Look at this. Flamingo going for the suplex. Bagwell twists over, comes down on top. You saw Flamingo's head hit the canvas. Referee in perfect position. 1, 2, 3. I got to call that an upset, Schiavone.
It was a big win for Marcus Alexander Bagwell. When we come back, Barry Windham collides with the Barbarian. We'll see how it happened last week and see the big guy, the Barbarian, in action. Okay, back at Worldwide, before we see the Barbarian in the ring last week in a tremendous six-man, the Bigfoot knocked Barry Windham right out. It really was a cheap shot.
Well, you call it a cheap shot, call it a sucker kick or whatever, but remember something, Schiavone. When a guy's exposed like that, anybody can knock out anybody with a kick like that. You might even be able to knock me out with a kick like that. That was
a big kick from the awesome Barbarian. It happened just last week. Barry Windham had the win, and then this happened.
You know how I talked a little earlier how Steamboat's team had the momentum and was cutting the ring off? Now it's the Slater-Valentine Barbarian team that have reversed that. They're cutting the ring off on the Dragon, and the Dragon's been in there far too long. He better make a tag, or he ain't gonna have no ribs left.
Got a 1, got a 2 count, and Steamboat came out of that one. But he came out of it still in the wrong man's corner for him. And they are working right on the ribs there. Look at that foot right to the rib of Steamboat. And he is pinning that corner with Valentine, Slater and the Barbarian. Valentine now the legal man. Steamboat trying to fight out. Valentine blocked him again.
Steamboat tried to go through the legs, but Valentine cross-faced him and hooked him in a face lock and wouldn't let him get there.
Side headlock. Into the ropes. Tag. Barry Windham on Valentine. Now Slater. Now the Barbarian. Windham the fresh and legal man. Sending Valentine in with a back body drop.
And Barry Windham a house of fire again with Valentine. Big clothesline.
That's the lariat. Elbow. And now all 6 are going at it.
And here's the problem I told you about as a referee. At some point, the adrenaline's going to fly. You're going to get them all in the ring at once.
Nick Patrick sending Dustin Rhodes out. Barry's got him. Oh, my goodness! The foot right to the face. That had to knock him right out. Barry's going to be out cold. 1, 2. It's
They
over.
won it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match, the team of Greg the Hammer Valentine, Dirty Dick Slater, and the Barbarian.
The big foot, the Barbarian's primary weapon, and I mean he hit Barry flush on the face. Look at Barry.
He knocked Barry Windham cold with that. Windham not knowing it was coming, caught it flush on the jaw. And I'll tell you, Schiavone, I don't care who you are, you get sucker punched, you can go down. In this case, he got sucker kicked, and he went down.
All right, Jeff, one more time. Here's the kick.
Look at the power on this, the Barbarian. Whoa! Right into the side of Windham's jaw. I don't care who you are, you're gonna get knocked out when you're kicked like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, it is set for one fall. Introducing first, parts unknown, weighing 296 pounds, the Barbarian. His opponent from Kansas City, 234 pounds, T.C. Carter.
The awesome Barbarian makes his way to the ring to go up against T.C. Carter in this event here on WCW Worldwide Wrestling. And we've just seen the footage, but right now we have Barry Windham standing by with some comments about the footage we've just seen.
Barbarian, you've got one up on me. You caught me with a cheap shot from behind. Kicked me right in the head. There's not a man on the planet that can walk away from that. But it may come down to cheap shot against cheap shot. And I can do it with you, pal.
And Jess, you gotta admit, it was kind of a cheap shot, as Barry just said, because he took him, and he wasn't even really the legal man in the ring. Knocked him right out with that big foot.
Absolutely, it was a cheap shot, but you know, if you can get away with a cheap shot now and then, Schiavone, if it works, why not? They got the win, didn't they?
That's a great message to send out the youngsters.
Absolutely, it's a good message. It ain't how you play the game, it's whether you win or lose.
Shoulder block, takedown. This guy is awesome. At 296 pounds, maybe pound for pound the most powerful we've ever seen in WCW.
I'll tell you, his opponent TC came into the ring looking good, but he ain't looking good now. The big boot, this one's over.
3 count and it is over.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's your winner, the Barbarian.
That's the way, the way. SmackDown versus Raw.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, it is set for one fall. Introducing first, from Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, weighing 303 pounds, Cactus Jack.
Cactus Jack set to go in this main event matchup here on WCW Worldwide. The maniacal man who has aligned himself with Jake the Snake Roberts as a tag team partner. Let's go back to Gary.
And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent. He's from Austin, Texas. He weighs 261 pounds. The natural, Dustin Rhodes.
Our fans who've been watching our sister program, WCW Pro Wrestling, you know there's been a lot of bad blood between Cactus Jack and Dustin Rhodes. And Cactus Jack had the advantage being the first man in the ring, and they're going at it.
Absolutely. If you're the first guy in the ring, the other guy's got to lead his way into the ring. It's generally with his head. But I'll tell you, look at Dustin coming back. But Cactus Jack catches him with that short elbow, puts him to the floor. And if it goes to the floor, I think the advantage is with Cactus Jack.
Gonna drag him back out. Oh, Dustin nailed him with the right hand. Staggered him. Head first. Dustin going right after Cactus Jack on the outside in Cactus's domain, and Dustin ready to fight now.
Well, Dustin Rhodes now he's finally getting the jacket off. I bet that's the first match he's ever had where he had to leave his jacket on for half of it.
Follows him. Oh, tremendous clothesline. The lariat pin Cactus Jack. But the wild man bounced back up. Dustin wasting no time. He's taking the fight right to him, which is something you got to do.
Well, what Dustin Rhodes needs to make sure to do is keep this match into the ring.
1, 2, and 2 count.
because if it goes to the floor, then I think the advantage switches totally to Cactus Jack.
Cactus held on to the far side. Rhodes, Dustin, clothesline. And Mike Atkins says the momentum of the clothesline carried him over, so the match will continue. Even though he did go over the top rope, and the fight goes onto the floor.
And Rhodes is very smart there to fire Cactus Jack back into the ring.
Remember, if you run an opponent's head into the steel rail, automatic disqualification in WCW right now. So Dustin just rolling him back in. Foot to the shoulder, and he's working on the shoulder, and he's working on the chest of Dustin, kicking the chest and the rib area. Look at it. Right around the sternum.
He's biting him.
Right on the head. As a matter of fact, the top of the head that time. And you're right inside with the action here in WCW Worldwide. Understand, next week we're going to see footage of how Chono became NWA World Champion. That's next week on Worldwide. More about that still to come. Right to the midsection.
And now they're exchanging forearms back and forth. A kick to the midsection and another forearm to the kidney area. Cactus Jack working over the ribs, working over the kidneys. Look at this. Stretching his face. Whoa. I'll tell you, this guy, when you talk about rules in wrestling, Cactus Jack ain't listening.
Face first to the top turnbuckle. Cactus Jack on the attack one more time. The Irish whip to the other neutral corner. Cactus Jack explodes in with a flying body press of his own. Smashed him in the corner. And now taking the major of Dustin. Headbutt.
I think he also lifted up that knee, going for a pin.
Got a 2 count.
I think he lifted up that knee, too, in the Tony corner. In the corner, Tony, and caught him in the ribs.
Elbow to the head. Right hand to the face. Staggering Cactus Jack. They're both high-impact maneuvers. It's toe-to-toe in the ring this week on Worldwide. Two great athletes going at it, and I mean really going at it.
And look at Cactus. He's obviously found a weakness in the natural Dustin Rhodes. He keeps going back to those lower rib area.
Drapes him across the ropes. 300-plus pounds. The rope on the chest of Dustin Rhodes.
A move made famous by the legendary Maurice Mad Dog Vachon right there.
Elbow drop. 1, 2. Dustin got out of it. Did not hook a leg. Dustin waiting on the count, but he's dazed. And a fall right in the face with a foot. That was on target. And again, snaps his head back. Backhand shot. Dustin fighting out from underneath on this one. Cactus Jack is hitting him with everything. Dustin, he and Cactus Jack collided that time, and Dustin rolled on the outside, so did Cactus.
Both guys on the outside of the ring. The referee forcing a count right here. One of them has to make a move to try to get back in, or they could conceivably be counted out outside the ring.
Dustin went shoulder first to the ring apron. The referee making the count. Oh, wait a second.
Whoa! Dropped the elbow on him on the concrete.
Referee's calling for the bell. This match is over. It's going to be a count out, I guess. Let's go down to Gary Capetta to get the word.
Could be a double count out.
The winner of the match as a result of a count out, Cactus Jack.
Cactus Jack gets the win on the count out.
Big win for Cactus Jack, and I think the reason he got the win, Shivani, was because the match went out to the floor. I got to interview Jake the Snake Roberts coming up. You're on your own.
All right, let's go to WCW Magazine.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the final edition of this week's WCW Magazine. Whether you like stunning Steve Austin or not, one thing you have to agree on is he has held that WCW World Television title longer than anybody in World Championship Wrestling history. And undoubtedly, stunning Steve Austin, one of the top athletes in the sport today. Let's take a musical look at the World Television Champion, stunning Steve Austin. As I said, like him or not, definitely one of the best. recent encounters with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Stunning Steve Austin has left the ring with that World Television title, but by the skin of his teeth. Who is going to be the man that's going to upset Stunning Steve Austin and wrest that World Television title away from him? There's a lot of top athletes on the horizon that would love the opportunity to do just that. But as we've seen, Stunning Steve Austin will do anything and everything to remain the WCW World Television Champion. I'm Eric Bischoff. The action continues.
All right, back on WCW Worldwide, Dustin being helped out of the ring. Jesse's interview with Jake the Snake Roberts apparently in the ring, but Dustin is still on his way. He's really hurt. Look at him. Jesse Ventura has stopped on his way to the ring. And Jake the Snake Roberts has stopped. Oh, in the ribs he goes. To the midsection. Picks up Dustin right on the ribs. Jesse Ventura has joined us once again.
Do you believe this, Shivani? I can't believe it. Jake the Snake Roberts, I'm going down there to conduct an interview. Here comes Cactus Jack back. Jake the Snake nails the natural Dustin Rhodes. Hits him in the ribs.